Hey, what's up, guys? It is Nick or the Notorious Fantasy back again with another video. And today we're going to be discussing who do you pick at the 101 pick, the first pick of the draft in full PPR. So let's get into it. Pretty much, there's four guys that you're going to be picking from. You got Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints, Saquon Barkley of the Giants, Zeke or Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, and Run CMC Christian McCaffrey of the Carolina Panthers. Now, in this video, I'm going to describe each guy's like kind of like their pluses, like their goods, their bads, and really who you should pick. But at the end of the day, I'm not making that pick for you. You gotta figure that shit out and pick who you want. But I'll help you get there. All right, the first guy we're discussing here, Alvin Kamara. Now, if you remember last year, Alvin Kamara kind of got screwed over because fucking Mark Ingram was stealing his goddamn job, running touchdowns in because he's a fat fuck and just stole everything. Now this year, Mark Ingram got the straight fucking boot straight to Baltimore, where he's going to be absolutely useless. So, actually, not absolutely useless. He's going to be good in fantasy, but the Ravens, not the best spot. Now Kamara is just going to be absolutely tearing that shit up with no competition. He's a pass catcher, low injury risk, and he's on a great team, which is a plus. Unless you're on it, the best thing is to either be on a really good team where you know that he can just eat, or be on a god awful team where they're just gonna fucking hammer him the ball. So as you can see, in 2018, his attempts went up because he started more games. His yards rushing went up, and his receptions and targets were exactly the same. So pretty much, if he's getting 100 plus targets each year and this year, he's going to be a solid floor for PPR and probably going to be worth your first pick. Now, we're going to the next guy, Saquon Barkley of the New York Football Giants. Now, he's the running back one on the team, obviously. There's literally zero competition. No one's taken his job. He's been catching passes because Eli literally just doesn't know what the fuck to do, so he just checks it down. He's actually the only player on the Giants. Like Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, yeah, those are guys, those are names. But he's really the only one who's going to be getting a shit ton of volume. Terrible team, like I said before. The terrible team gives you a strong bonus because they're just going to keep handing it to him. Last year, he got 261 touches for 1,300 yards, which is an average of 5 per rush, and he got 11 rushing touchdowns, and he also got 91 receptions on 121 targets. So if you think Eli might be able to throw it slightly better, or if Daniel Jones is better at checking it down, then there you go. His targets will probably be around the same, and he had 721 receiving yards with 4 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. He's got that ball in the pocket. He's good. And he was getting about 20, he was getting 24.1 fantasy points per game in PPR. That guy was winning you weeks, winning you games, except for against the Titans, where he absolutely fucked you in the almost fantasy championship the game before. Now we're looking here at Zeke. Zeke is the number one running back on his team, no competition. And in years prior, you can see that he was getting, in 2016, 32 receptions on 40 targets, and 2017, 26 receptions on 38 targets. But in 2018, Dak said, fuck it, I don't have Dez Bryant or Jason Witten, so we're just dumping off to Zeke. 95 receiving targets. That's fucking good. And he had 77 receptions, so that's 77 points right there for free. And he got his yards went up not drastically, because his best rushing was his first season, but that was without the passing, and he scored 9 total touchdowns, 329 fantasy points this year, or last year, averaging 21.9 per game, which is pretty good. He is also, just like Saquon, the best player on his team, which cannot be said about Kamara, because Kamara, I'd say Michael Thomas is the best player on the team. Zeke has a very low injury risk also. His highest risk is he just beats women, he's just a cowboy. He does whatever the fuck he wants. So, just stay cautious. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you're picking first, do you want your guy to beat the shit out of a girl and be suspended for 8 games? Like, no, you don't want that. That's why you ain't drafting Tyreek Hill. but he beat a kid. Zeke can do whatever the fuck he wants. He might have a kid. That kid might get fucking slapped up. I don't know. And now we're going to the fourth horseman of your first pick, of who you're picking. And you're looking here at Christian McCaffrey. This dude, absolute fucking hammer. This dude is jacked as fuck. This dude literally put your whole fucking fantasy team on his back last year. He's the RB1. No competition. He's big in the pass catching. 124 targets. And he also, this year, got 1,000 rush yards and 867 receiving yards, which is fucking good. And now that Cam is hurt, they're just going to hammer the ball with him because that's the only way they can win. He's going to get hammered the ball. They're going to be throwing it to him. He's going to be having a fucking day out there, winning games for Carolina single-handedly. He also was low injury risk, playing 16 games 2 years in a row. And now he's going into his junior season looking to do even better. Where I don't think it's even possible for him to do better than how he did this year. And if he does, it's slightly better. But even if he does slightly worse, you're probably going to be seeing 20 fantasy points per game in PPR, which is just godly for your RB1 and your first pick, and something very safe, I would say. Now, here we go. We're going to go into the verdict. And the verdict is Saquon Barkley. That's who you're going to be picking. That's who I'm picking at number 1. At least in June, if I had to draft fucking right now, I'd be picking hammering Saquon Barkley to the championship here. He's on a terrible team, but he's great. He's the only option on the team, like I discussed, but with fucking Evan Ingram. He catches passes, which you need in a PPR back. I wouldn't draft a lot of guys that just fucking run. Like, you don't need that in PPR. You need some guys that can also catch the ball. He runs hard, and he's very fucking safe. Like, he's just week in, week out, hammering the ball. Fucking hammering the Cowboys, hammering every goddamn team by himself, single-handedly, even with one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. Thank you guys for watching this fucking video. I'd like to shout out my Twitter, @NotoriousFantasy, @NotoriousFNTSY, and then subscribe to this fucking YouTube channel for some more videos in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the flippity floppity. Bye.